Hey everybody, welcome to Off the Vine podcast. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe, and today I think I made a new best friend. I think I say that a lot though. But Kelly Stafford, her husband is Matthew Stafford, who is a Super Bowl winning NFL quarterback. And I thought this only happened in the movies. They met in college. They're college sweethearts. She was a cheerleader. He was a quarterback. And they've gone through some serious life together. They have 4 daughters. Kelly also had a brain tumor removed in 2019 that switched her perspective on everything. She's got a podcast now. She was a nurse. She's got a lot going on. I mean, 4 kids, working mom, married to a quarterback, star in the NFL. What could go wrong? We talk about everything. I just love her, adore her. She was so fun, and I know you're going to love this interview. There's a lot of impressive things that you've gone through in your life.
That's very sweet.
But we're starting with the love story because I always say in another lifetime I will marry my college sweetheart because I think that is so cute. You guys have literally grown up together. You have 4 daughters. That's a lot of estrogen.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And now you got a dog.
And now I have, a boy dog. We had to even out a little bit. Yeah. Honestly, the dog, probably not my best decision or timing or anything like that. Didn't even tell my husband till the day before.
Stop. I was going to say shut up, but that felt rude. Stop.
No, you did. No, because he would have said no. So I just didn't tell him. It's fine. We've moved on.
Was he mad?
Oh, he was like, what? I said, the elf is bringing a dog tomorrow. I'm picking up at the airport, and we will be home around 4 p.m. I need you.
The elf on the shelf brought your dog.
Elf on the shelf.
That elf ruins so
Sugar
many.
Plum.
Truly.
I go, Matthew, you can't blame me. You can just blame Sugar Plum because that's the problem here. No, but our love story, I love that you think it's so great. It started out horrible.
Tell me.
Well, met him, spent the evening with him, did not let him touch me the first time ever. I was still coming out of high school. I was in a long relationship in high school.
Okay.
And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to take my
time.
time.
You're
whatever.
Prude. Okay, got it.
Oh, 100%.
I'm only saying that because I was a huge slut. So that's amazing.
You know what? I had been with one guy, and it was kind of just like, okay, this is my first college experience. Met him before school started because we were both there for 2 days. I was there for cheerleading, he was there for football, which
is your classic love story.
Also embarrassing. And it was kind of like we met, talked all night, had a really good time, but he was a quarterback of an SEC college. And
what does that mean? I'm Canadian.
Ooh, girl. Quarterback of an SEC college is kind of like the quarterback for what's like the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
It's a very in the South, and you're living in Tennessee now.
Yeah.
In the South, really college football is almost, I would say, actually, no, it's not almost. It is more there's more fans of college football than there are
learning
pro.
That. Okay.
And so, and I think you know the Ryans somewhat, Matt and Sarah Ryan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And so we used to kind of joke about it because Matt would walk around and they'd be like, go Dogs. He's like, I'm not the quarterback for Georgia. I play for the Falcons.
Yeah.
But no. So anyways, he was like, this is fun. I was like, oh, we're in a relationship. This is great. This, because that's all I knew.
Yeah.
I didn't know casual dating.
Wait, so was he trying to casually date and you were all in?
Oh, yeah, girl. And I didn't know what that was. So all of a sudden, we're kind of doing this thing. And then he's like, oh, I see him at a bar one night. And I'm like, what the Anyways, long story short, it wasn't that cute of a relationship at first. I hated him. I loved him. I dated the backup to piss him off, which worked.
Oh, yes.
He was like,
that'll do it.
He was the bad boy, too. Matthew's so sweet and Southern gentleman and all that stuff. And the backup was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it upset him, which it worked. Thankfully.
Yes.
But yeah, at first it was
Was that the pivotal moment in the relationship where he was like, actually, you can't be with him. You need to be with me?
100%. So they lived in the same dorm because athletes lived in the same dorm, and he would see my car there. And so at one point he waited and followed me out and got in my car and wouldn't get out.
Stop.
And he was like,
this is so hot.
I was like, this is amazing. It's working.
Yeah.
I was get out of my car, and he was like, he's not right for you. And I was like, what? You can't tell me that. It's like, get the out of my car.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's dating 12s out of 10s. You know what I mean? He's dating, God knows, supermodels.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah.
Southern supermodels, but still.
Right.
And and it's funny because I had to rush them. Some of them came through when I was a sophomore. I had to rush out. And I was like, I cannot do this now. But anyways, it was a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Did not think I think if you ask anyone who knew us at Georgia, if they thought we would have ended up together 4 kids, they would have laughed their asses off.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I think I would have laughed my ass off at that.
But that's kind of the cute part of it.
Honestly, in the end, when we decided that it was it.
What made you decide that?
I didn't decide it.
He did.
He did. Yeah.
So he
I
was
was always all in.
Oh,
I didn't let
okay.
him know that, but I was, well, he probably But no, I was always all in. I don't know. There was something about him.
Yeah.
It was just, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
For one. He called me from Arizona. He went to train in Arizona. I was still in college, having time.
Yeah.
And I still remember I was in my sorority house, which should have never pledged a sorority, but here we are. And he was like, I don't want to see you with anyone else. I want to make this real. And I was like, you waited until you left.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so now I don't know what's going on over there.
Right.
And you don't know, so now we're going to be.
Yeah. So you had to do long distance?
We did long distance for like a year,
Okay.
maybe, and then I moved to Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what year was that?
That was, I was 19.
Whoa.
Yes. It was,
baby.
2010, I think.
2010. Okay.
Yeah. So moved there, and against my dad's permission, he didn't give me his permission.
And then my brain just goes to Taylor Swift. But Daddy, I love him. I do. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I said. I was like, I think it's going to be okay. And he's like, no. And so Matthew had to go sit down with my dad.
Good.
And kind of assure him
Where are you from?
I'm from Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you from?
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you're Canadian.
Yeah.
So it was, he's
he
very
sat down
old
with your dad.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had to sit down with my dad, kind of reassure him, if something went wrong, what would happen. Because I was going to go to school up there too.
Okay.
So Georgia didn't have a nursing program. So I transferred out to a school in Michigan that had a nursing program. Yeah. And so did my nursing degree, and yeah, we made it. Thank God, because God knows where I'd be if not, who knows? Probably in Georgia.
Yeah.
Just
not a bad spot.
living next to my parents and
I always wonder what would have been if I didn't take that one leap, I'm sure a lot of people have that story where they're like, oh, if I didn't take that one chance.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Where would you be?
Where would I would be married to a man named Ryan Butter from high school. And yeah.
Wait, that was your high school sweetheart's name?
Unfortunately.
Ryan Butter?
He's amazing, but the tough last name.
Oh, that is tough.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it.
Kaitlyn Butter.
Ooh.
Mrs. Butter. I don't know.
I feel like you could come up with some awesome podcast names for that, though.
That's true. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I would have been more successful because of that name. Damn it. You just never know. You just never know. And now you have 4 daughters together.
Yes.
That is, okay, did you always want kids? I feel like Southerners love a big
Yes.
family.
You know what? It's always very family forward down there. And I never, to be honest, I don't know what I wanted, but I never saw my life without kids.
Yeah.
It's not like I was like, ooh, I want a bunch of kids.
Right.
But I knew in my future, I was like, I'll be a mom.
Yes.
I'll be a mom,
And tell me their names.
Chandler, Sawyer, Hunter, and Tyler.
You know my best friend I was telling you about that
Yeah.
loves you? Her son's name is Chandler.
Wait, really?
And well, it was going to be Chandler whether it was a boy or a girl.
It's the best.
Yeah. And now he's the love of my whole life. He's my godson.
Stop.
Yeah, Chandler.
Chandler. I mean, it's such a good name.
All your names that you have for these.
They're gender neutral because I kind of wanted all boys. It's true.
That's what's going to happen to me. I want all boys. I'm going to get all girls.
Oh, yeah. Well, to be honest, it is that right now it's a blessing. I have a feeling in 7 years it's going to be hell.
But you never know. The times are a-changing.
Yeah, that's true.
Generations are changing so much. I feel like, my niece is 16 and she is a firecracker with an attitude, but God, she's a good kid. She is a sweetheart through and through. She knows right from wrong. I feel like she has a really open relationship with my sister who they just my sister still parents her, but they're she trusts her. Yeah. She can tell her anything. My niece trusts my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge because you know what? I will say that's one of my biggest fears. I'm really hard on my kids and I'm trying to relax a little bit. I also think I'm hard on them just because I feel like there's a lot of eyes on them a lot. And so I want them to behave.
Yes.
And being from the South, manners, all of that are very important. So I'm really hard on them, But I had to like sit down the other day and have a conversation and be like, I am going to work on it because I want y'all to be able to come to me with anything. I don't want y'all to be scared to tell me something, especially when they get older. And in this world, I mean, who knows?
I like when a parent can sit down and admit something to kids. I think it's really vulnerable and important. I think it shows the kids you're human.
Yeah. And I hope they can like do the same with me. Like if they make a mistake, be vulnerable about it. It's okay.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, and they did say, they're like, we're just so scared that you're going to get mad. And I was like, there might be times where there's going to be a, like, if you do something wrong, we'll talk it through.
Yeah.
But yeah, you might be disciplined if it's wrong. But
well, and guess what? They're going to thank you later in life because
right?
I do believe
Life isn't
that.
fair.
And I do believe that parents should be parents, not friends. And you do have to be, you have to have discipline. I mean, I can't speak from experience because I'm not a mother, but
you're
I
right on.
admire that in other moms because I feel like that comes around with respect. I feel like the kids are going to respect you.
Oh, you're setting them up to succeed. I feel like when you are showing them, like, you have to follow, this is life. You have to follow rules. And when you mess up in a job, there's going to be circumstances.
Yeah.
There's not, or what am I, is that right?
Yes, there's going to be
Consequences. Thank you. That's what I'm here for. Thank you. You know, there's going to be consequences. So I think it's important to have that kind of throughout, but also to balance it with, hey, I don't want you to be scared to come to me. If you have something serious that you need to talk about, like, I want to be there for you.
Yeah.
We'll talk it through. And if there's some discipline that needs to be had, we'll talk that through too.
Yeah.
And what we think is fair. Whatever, you know, because that's kind of what I feel like, even if you mess up in the world or a job, you talk it through with your boss and then you come up with something that's a fair
solution.
disciplinary action. You know?
Yeah. I like that. Is Matthew the same kind of parent?
Oh, he's so much better.
Why? In what way? No.
He's just so patient. And he's just like, you know what? He gets to be a girl dad, which I'm happy for him. He's been in sports with these big old dudes for so long that he gets to like have a soft side. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I love him to death, but sometimes I'm like, ooh, they run you.
Yeah.
They run you.
That sounds about, I feel like that's typical for dads and daughters and then moms and daughters. And then boys just love their moms so much and then they're like different with the dad. It's just a whole dynamic, you know?
It really is. And that's why I was like, I want all boys because I want some mama's boys.
Yeah.
But now I wouldn't trade it because now we don't have to deal with, you know, the pressures for boys to do what their dad does. The girls can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And they love their dad and they think dad's cool. And they're getting to an age where they're starting to know what dad does because like they'll have sports days at schools and there'll be kids and their dad's jerseys. They're like, wait, that's my dad.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So they're like, ooh, my dad's cool.
Yeah.
Which he's like, tries to remind me, he's like, yeah, I'm cool to your friends because that, but I'm also just your dad. So
right.
That's, you know.
That's a tricky one.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, so cool at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. You know.
Did they think you're cool because you're big on Instagram?
No.
Oh.
They don't know what Instagram is quite yet. So
bless.
Thank goodness. Yes.
What is the oldest?
7. My twins are 7.
You have twins that are 7.
Identical girls. Twins. It's, you know what? I love it.
Yeah.
It was really hard at first, but the minute they like knew each other a little bit and could play with each other and I didn't have to sit there and play with them, it was amazing.
Well, that's a built-in bestie for life.
It is.
And I love how open that you've been about your postpartum journey and everything that you've been through. And I feel like you've kind of spoken out about the journey that you went on. I feel like so many people can sadly relate to that.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even imagine what the hormone drop and up and down and everything that goes on after because one, I already have severe body dysmorphia. 2, my hormones are so whack that like I could ruin my whole life in 1 week just because I'm like, oh, I'm getting my period. Like I will want to
the
quit.
Aura team will tell you when you're getting it, so that's good.
Yeah, my
Aura,
know the week. That's it's so validating because I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to quit podcasting, and my Aura ring's like, bitch, that's your true passion in life. You're just on your period. Yeah.
And starting in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to find that clip. I'm going to like add it in here right now. Yeah. But how did you work through your postpartum? Because is there anything people can do? Is it just kind of got to sit in it and talk about it and like surrender to it? What is your advice?
I think, to be honest, it's becoming more prevalent that people are speaking up about it.
Yeah.
Postpartum depression is real and can get really severe.
Yeah, and scary.
If you don't do something about it.
So there is things like what
people
do?
I mean, like talking to somebody is the first step that I took that was really helpful. You know, and I think this is where social media plays a part, which is there's good and bad parts of social media, but you see women thriving with their newborns or, you know, they're snapping back or whatever they're doing. And all of a sudden you're filling your head with all this stuff. And I will say, it's okay to, and I said this on mine, but okay to mourn what you've lost when you have a child. So whether it be a career that you're not in anymore, your body's not the same, just like your friends are different because of the situation you're in, or you're not having adult conversations. Like, it's okay to mourn all that and be sad about it.
I actually think it's really important to do that.
I do. But I think women think that they have to be so happy that they had a baby.
Yeah.
Because there's other women that can't have babies.
Yes.
And I get that journey as well.
Of course.
But
the pressure.
Yes. It's like mourning what you've lost while also being happy with what you've gained. But there's room for both of those.
Yes.
And I feel like sometimes women pressure themselves to just go one way, and then this the sad side piles up until they can't control it anymore.
All right, everybody, say hello to your real life makeup filter in a bottle, CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. This incredible product is a skincare and makeup that helps reduce the appearance of wrinkles and increases skin's firmness. And plus, it's 71% water, which allows for that instant burst of moisture on your skin. I personally love that refreshing feeling that you get after using skincare. So now imagine having a makeup product that not only gives you that radiant bare skin filter effect, but also keeps your skin hydrated for over 24 hours. That's what this does. Lately, I've been using the Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence as a base primer for my makeup. And with wedding season in full swing, I've been attending a couple. So let me tell you, this product is a game changer. My makeup stays perfectly in place all night long, even when I'm sweating it out on the dance floor. I couldn't believe it, actually. When I came back and looked, I was like, oh, flawless. No more touch-ups needed, just fresh, glowing skin from day to night. I even had a few girls DMing me on Instagram saying they bought it and that they're obsessed. So you can get the Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence exclusively from Easy Breezy Beautiful CoverGirl. This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Now, most of you listening right now are multitasking. Let me guess, you're either driving, working out, playing with your dogs, cleaning up, getting ready for a night on the town, grocery shopping, I don't know. But if you're not in some kind of moving vehicle, there's something else that you can be doing right now, and that is getting an auto quote from Progressive Insurance. It's easy, and you could save money by doing it right from your own phone. Now, drivers who save by switching to Progressive save nearly $750 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. So discounts for having multiple vehicles on your policy, being a homeowner, and so much more. So just like Off the Vine, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year, so you are protected no matter what. Multitask right now and quote your car insurance at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates national average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
When Hunter rolled around, my third, I really struggled. And I didn't, honestly, I just like kept it in because I was living what people think to be, and it is an amazing life. I have an amazing husband. I have 3 healthy daughters at this point.
But postpartum doesn't discriminate.
It does not.
No.
And like, to be honest, the more pressure you put on yourself to feel happy, just the worse it gets.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, sitting down, talking to someone, letting my friends in on what I was going through, that was big. I think sometimes we try and hide it from the people closest to you, and I let them all in, and they were super helpful. So that's honestly how it started, and then it just grows from there. And I'm not a therapist, but they can teach them ways to cope and do all that, which is kind of what it was.
I mean, you can literally mourn anything and be valid. Like, I truly believe you could mourn not having boys. Like, you can mourn somebody you thought you knew and they weren't a good friend to you. Like, it's the process of like getting that energy out and talking to somebody about it that is actually so healing.
100%. Well, what's the other Taylor Swift quote that just is like,
don't test me, I'll tell you all of them.
Once you like speak it, you can move on. You can move past it. It was like, I think it's one of her new album. I don't know.
Tortured Poets Department?
Yeah, that one.
Google it.
Everyone thinks I hate Taylor Swift too, so it's great. You know.
Well, wait, do you?
No.
Oh.
God.
Why do they think you hate her?
You know how when you see people all the time on TV and you're like, I just don't want to see it anymore.
Oh my gosh. The world felt that, and I feel like Taylor alone even felt that.
Taylor didn't want to do. I know.
Let me just cheer on my boyfriend on the foot without making me be the new face of the franchise of the NFL.
And I think that's what bothered me too, is that the NFL was taking advantage of it.
They were.
And it's just like, it just grossed me out a little bit. So But I said that, and then, I think the Swifties came after me, like saying that I didn't like Taylor.
Oh, that's kind of on my bucket list for the Swifties to come after me.
No, it's not. It's not good.
No, I
can't not imagine. Good. But I was like, wait, my daughter's theme in their room is Taylor Swift.
Oh,
that's all we listen to.
Yeah, but people just choose to hear what they want to hear and then decide ooh, I'm going to go after her. It's the whole Taylor Swift thing was I felt icky about that too, because it felt very like opportunistic from them and just like she's so outspoken about pressures of a woman in the first place, and then it's like the NFL using her for. I was like, God. I mean, 100%. At least she got to benefit in her own ways. And so, have you ever met her?
No, no, I have not. But now I'm terrified too, because I'm like, oh gosh, does she think? Not that she would know any about who I was or anything.
I don't know.
But I knew Travis. And Jason, his brother. But that's another story for another time.
Your husband's had quite the career.
So long.
And that's so impressive.
Yes.
Because
very proud.
so long. But it really is a long career for an athlete to have. But do you love going to games? Do the kids love going? What's it like?
It's fine. I would say the girls love it. Yeah. They're starting to really learn the game, which I love. Yeah. So each game's kind of like a teaching experience.
Yeah.
Sure. Come on.
I need help.
You can sit with us. It's fun to see them and kind of the 7-year-olds for sure are starting to understand it. So they know when daddy's trained. The only problem that is hard is obviously watching their dad get pummeled to the ground and tough to get up when he's struggling to get up and things like that. I have a very emotional one. Sawyer feels a lot. And so there's a lot of times when I look over and if Matthew's struggling to get up, tears will be starting to build with her.
That's so, when was she born? Wow. What?
She was
when was she born? Is she a Cancer?
She was born in March.
Oh.
I have no idea
either.
March 31st. I have no idea.
I always act like I know a lot, but I don't.
I know
Aries?
She's an Aries.
She's such an Aries. Just kidding.
I don't know anything about signs. It's fine. We enjoy it, but it's getting to the point where, weekends, and this is what I tell him too, eventually weekends are going to be for their stuff and their sporting events. So as much as, and he's old. He's old in this game. He is 36. I know it's not old.
I get what you're saying, because I was thinking you were going to say 46, but you're right. For that long of a career world. And for your body to go through what athletes go through for that many years.
He wakes up like he's a 70-year-old right now.
Well, he probably is inside.
Oh, God, I feel horrible. But then he's like, all right, I'm going to go to work. I'm like, why?
I'll never forget this guy I knew he played hockey, and he was, I don't know, I want to say 34 or something. And he had to sleep on the floor because his back was so bad with his feet up. He would barely sleep. His ankles were so swollen. Every time was just a battle to get it into his skate. He was in so much pain, and he was an 80-year-old man. And the athlete mentality is
real. And you know what? It just shows you how much they love what they do.
Yeah.
That they want to keep doing it. And my husband, I love watching him love what he
of course.
Do what he loves.
Yeah.
But there will be a time soon where it's going to be time to,
Is he looking forward to that time at all? Or is that going to be a crisis? Because I know that's all you do your whole life is eat, sleep, breathe that sport. To come out of it and lose your whole identity 100%. Is scary.
I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think it's easy for anybody.
No.
Now, he has hobbies that I think, and
that's cool.
I think he wants to work within the NFL at some way, probably announcing or doing something like that. Stick with it in that way. But I think that's going to be a tough transition.
Yeah.
And luckily he has his daughters. I think that's really helpful. Because even after games, if he has a shitty game or even if they lose, whatever, he gets in the car and if his daughters are at that game, it is
nothing else matters.
Didn't even happen.
Yeah.
So he'll have them, which will be good.
Yeah.
But I think every athlete kind of goes through this transition phase. I mean, I think you've seen it with the top ones.
Yeah.
That come back and leave.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, what do I do?
I would do the same thing, though.
Talk about it. I have trouble finding, I still don't know my identity. I'm like, you've had this identity since he was middle school?
Oh, yeah.
They coined him as a really good quarterback and the media started, and then that's what he's kind of known his whole life.
Yeah. And you were the cheerleader?
Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, girl. It was.
I love that, though.
Yeah.
It's like the American dream. I'm so Canadian sometimes, and I go, I thought that was only in the movies.
Oh, well, like I said, it wasn't pretty when we were both when I was cheering and he was playing football.
So did you, after you finished cheering, did you know you wanted to be a nurse?
Yeah. So
okay.
I for some reason I got injured a lot. I played basketball and soccer, and I think I was just small.
Yeah.
We get injured a lot, and like always the nurses made the difference when you're coming out of surgery. That was like kind of my thing.
Yeah.
I fell in love with the idea of just helping people.
Yeah.
And that's why now it turns out it's not all great.
Yeah, it's a
oh,
lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And you know what? Nursing school, not ideal.
Well, because you got to really earn your spot in the nurse world and go through some shit, literally.
Ratchet.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to say that, but it was.
Yeah.
I remember this one day, this one guy kept requesting me for a sponge bath. And I was
Again,
like,
I thought that was only in the movies.
Oh, no. It happens. And I was like, I'm sorry. I don't feel, I'm a student. I just don't feel, oh, no, I had to. And you know what happens after that. Just.
No! Well, old guy still got it. Good for him.
Unfortunately, he wasn't that old. But he was large.
Now, I wonder in that situation, I don't know why I'm going to go here, but
why not?
Well, I'm like, when you're getting that aren't you like emasculated a little bit, like helpless getting a sponge bath? Like, what's turning you on about that?
Cared.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, like I think he was. I don't think he cared.
Okay, clearly he did.
He just wanted to.
He just wanted you to touch him with a sponge.
Oh my god, it still gives
me. Oh, I'm
me like
sorry. I don't mean to laugh at that because that's actually very like.
No, you know what? At that point on, I was like, you know what? And the hospital's not for me. I'm gonna work outside the hospital.
Yeah. Okay, so then take me through your career path from then on.
So I went to work. This is total 360, 180. Don't know which one. I went and worked for a plastic surgeon.
Okay.
So fun.
That's actually not that crazy. I feel like a lot of nurses go into like the injection space.
Yes, and that's kind of what I did. But I'm
Also,
just saying from a hospital of that caliber and then going into, we're just going to do plastic surgery. That's kind of
my best friend also hospital to injecting.
You know what? And injecting really pays well.
Yeah.
But turns out I got pregnant while getting trained, only did a few and then had the babies and never went back. So
well, you still got to build a pretty cool career.
No, it was fun. And you know what? I loved working in a happy environment.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. It's like nursing is sometimes not.
It's dark.
No one wants
really
to be there in the hospital. No patients want to be there.
No.
So then you don't want to be there. And they take you're with them all the time. So they take everything out on you. And the doctors,
That's like
But shout out to the nurses who are making it because that's amazing.
Oh, I bow down to nurses all the time.
Oh, it takes a certain soul to do that. It's like teachers.
Teachers.
It takes certain souls to do those jobs.
I always say that when I'm like, if I'm ever doing like a meet for people that listen to the podcast or something, every time if they're a mom, a nurse, or a teacher, I'm like,
yes,
like just doing the Lord's work.
I mean, raising just like yeah, you're so right. I would say all those jobs are thankless. Those are thankless jobs.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, you have to do that, so you're doing it. You're like, whoa.
Well, and kids,
I know I have to, but you're welcome.
Kids could never understand what you're all doing for them until they grow up anyway. So it's so hard because you're like, damn it,
you don't get
I'm your little bitch.
I know.
Yeah.
You so are. And I will say, I tell my mom all the time, like, I don't know how you did it.
Yeah.
She was a teacher.
That's how she did it.
She worked full time. I know, but we're kind of the same, and I don't think I'm an angel. But
if you were in nursing and you have 4 children and you can deal with a husband who is an athlete of that long career, you're an angel too.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. I will say my nursing career has come into play with just taking care of him and my daughters. Yeah, in a way.
Well, and it sounds like you had to have somebody take care of you at one point in your life. I was like obviously doing my research, and you had a brain tumor removed in 2019. Was it cancerous?
No, it was not.
So how did you figure it out?
I was teaching my girls how to do a front roll.
Yeah.
And I told my mom, I was like, God, I'm getting old. I'm getting dizzy when I'm doing a front roll. And she was like, you're 29. Yeah. I was like, I know, I just feel old. Turns out, and then I started getting vertigo.
Oh, vertigo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Started getting vertigo. And I kind of just like,
brushed it off,
whatever. I'm just a little dizzy. Holding Hunter at the time, who was an infant. I think she was like 3 months, and felt myself about to go down and kind of like threw her to Matthew.
Oh, no.
Thank God he caught her. But that was when he just said, you know what? We need to get you checked. So we went in. They gave me Antivert. Didn't do anything. And I was like, you know what? We have other things going on. I'll be back. Because as a mom, you just kind of
oh my gosh, that is such a mom move.
I was like, I don't have time to stay in the hospital.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a waste of time.
Yeah.
I'm fine, waste of time. We actually came out to California, and his doctors called, and they're like, do you want her to get seen? Because Matthew had mentioned.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. So I went to go to UCLA, did an MRI, walk into the doc. They're like, the team doctors called and said, hey, they found something on Kelly's MRI. They want you to go to
That's scary.
Yeah, UCLA hospital, and it was a brain part of it, which I can't remember the name, which is horrible. Anyways, walk in, and this doctor looked at me and was like, so here's your brain tumor. And I was like,
oh my God.
no bedside manner. I don't know.
Nothing. She just threw
I
it
don't
out
know
there.
if she didn't know I didn't know or what, but she threw up the scan, and it was like, it looked deep. I just blacked out. I was like,
no kidding. Were you like, ma'am, do you want to?
I blacked out. I don't think I spoke.
Oh, okay.
I think my husband had a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And then we got up, went back into the waiting room. I remember seeing this girl with a massive scar on the backside of her head. I'm sitting behind her, and I just lost it. And he started calling everyone.
Yeah.
Every doctor he knew to try to get us in touch with the best ones. Turns out the best one was in the backyard in Michigan.
Really?
He did a bunch of these tumor removals, which made me feel good. Because the biggest thing was, for me, you could lose your hearing, which is
terrifying.
Sucks, but not.
Better than
you can
losing
live
your
with
life.
it.
Yeah.
Your balance, your brain would have to rely on one side, which my brain learned how to afterwards. But the main thing was facial paralysis. That doctor was like, if it's too sticky on your facial nerve, I'm gonna leave some of it. I'm gonna cut it, because you can live with no hearing on one side. You can, but like if you have a Bell palsy on one side, that's gonna change your life.
Yeah.
And it's very true.
Yeah.
And as superficial as that might sound, it's the truth.
So did you only get part removed?
He got it off.
Wow.
It was like, he worked on it. So he was amazing. My auditory wave went dead at one point, and he made everyone stop. 10 minutes, sat there, and the ENT was like, hey, it's gone. We should just keep going. Hearing's out. And he was like, no. And it came back.
No way.
Yeah. So like when you mess with a nerve enough, it'll like, it'll go dead for a little bit. But
so
if
he knew what to do.
He just,
thank God, but
yeah, he just
still.
made everyone wait. And so they sat there and waited until it came back.
Because wasn't your surgery supposed to be like 6 hours, and it ended up taking double the time?
Which is another crazy thing. This doctor that did my surgery had seen my condition one other time, meaning he went in where he was supposed to go in, and there was an artery sitting there that was not supposed to be there.
What?
So he did like a whole paper on this years ago. Because like I feel like if you cut, now I'm not a doctor, but if you cut and you don't know there's an artery there.
Yeah, that's bad.
Problem.
Yeah.
So he's like very meticulous and slow. Well, turns out I had an artery there.
Wow.
So they had to find another way to get in, like another route to get in. So that's why it took
and how
so
scary
long.
for Matthew, probably sitting there waiting with no answers.
The pager said? They had a pager.
No.
Oh, yeah.
A pager? It was 2019.
That just is what it is.
Okay.
A pager, and the pager said, hit a roadblock, expect a longer surgery.
No.
And that's what it said. Yeah. And
like the worst thing you could admit. That's your biggest nightmare as a partner, as a human connected to anyone there.
If the roles were reversed, it would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
He is so just like, I feel like this is his job too. Like in a huddle, he's so calm.
Yeah.
And so my parents are in there going, what's going on? What's going on? What does it say? And he's like, she's fine. The surgery's just going to take a little longer. Like he calmed everyone down. I don't know. There's something about him, but again,
he should have been a nurse.
Yeah,
or a teacher.
No. Yeah, I don't. You know what? He wouldn't be able to do the sponge baths or cleaning the poo.
Just the patients.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay.
He's like, yeah. So yeah, it took way longer, but honestly, I'm so grateful for that. Doctor really just did an amazing. And he every patient that I've heard from after me and before me he's the same with everyone, which is what you love,
Because it's so hard. I have so many trust issues in life, and especially at a doctor's office. And like, I don't know. I just feel like everybody talks about having to advocate for their own health, and the system is this, and blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I love hearing this story, because it's nice to know that he's amazing, and he literally saved your life, obviously, and a lot of things about it.
Yeah.
Did you have like the pain after? Because I know people can easily get addicted to opioids, and they don't have the conversation with people. And, like there's so many things that come with that, where they just, okay, you're healed and now here you are. Did you have to go through, like, what was the recovery like for you?
So luckily for me, I was on steroids for a while just to keep the swelling down in my brain, and very little pain medicine, because they want your brain to, they want to see how you do.
Yeah.
Just because they wiped out my whole right side of balance, like my brain's trying to learn how to balance my body again. Matthew told me he came in the first night and they sat me up, and I was screaming, "I'm fall!" Like I felt like I was falling off a cliff, and I like vividly, kind of not vividly, but I like remember this moment that he's talking about feeling like that, but I was just sitting there.
How long does it take for your brain to I mean, your brain's incredible, but how long does it take for it to?
It took about 6 months to where I was, comfortable enough to like move around on my own.
Yeah.
But it was a lot to get there. And Matthew didn't, like, again, he's an incredible man, but his support during that time was huge.
Wow.
But I did not have the ability to get addicted to opioids because they took me off of them like almost immediately.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yes. But I will say, in like the NFL, that's a really interesting case study. I think that they've removed a lot of it now.
Oh, okay.
But back in the day,
they used to just, oh my gosh.
you know, and it was wild.
Because then you're dealing with brain injury and addiction and like so many things that come along with the side effects of that and everything. I'm glad they're changing that.
They world of it's tough for them to get stuff now, which is good.
That's
what
good.
You want.
That is good. Wow, that's
it sucks because when Matthew's like moaning about being hurt, I'm like, God, can I get some painkillers in here so I can get some sleep?
Percocet. Yeah,
I need sleep because I have my kids in the morning and he's moaning all night. That was wild because I feel like we saw the transition from when it was very prevalent to now it's really hard to get.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, I got a little something that's going to make your wardrobe and your life just a little more fun. Now, if you haven't heard of Show Me Your Moo yet, let me introduce you to your new favorite clothing brand that I have been wearing since coming off The Bachelorette. They always have cute stuff. It's founded and owned by some fabulous ladies right out of Los Angeles. This brand is all about bringing joy and a splash of fun into your closet. And let me tell you, they really do mean it. The dresses and tops are so fun and bright and just all around like the coolest clothes. It's perfect whether you're going to a wedding, a summer barbecue, a vacation, or if you have a special occasion coming up. Some of their clothes I can wear casually, like even a birthday. Mine just around the corner, everybody. And Moo has the best options to choose from for like a fun birthday outfit. They truly have something for everyone and every occasion. Show Me Your Moo drops fresh new styles twice a week on their site, so there's always something new to fall in love with. And the motto here is simple: life is fun, your clothes should be too. So if you're looking to add a little fun and a lot of fabulous to your wardrobe, check out Show Me Your Moo. If you want $10 off, free shipping, and early access to sales, join Club Moo on their loyalty program that is free to join at showmeyourmoo.com. That's MUMU.com/account. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Okay, small, easy changes in your skincare routine can make a world of a difference. And a lot of people's secret weapon these days seems to be Dime Beauty. And let me tell you, Dime Beauty is where it's at. They offer clean, high-end skincare, super affordable, and most importantly, it does really work. They didn't compromise on performance just to keep it clean. And what's even better, Dime is 100% transparent about every single ingredient they use. So you can trust that their products are safe and effective for daily use. Now, if you're like me and you want to simplify your skincare routine without sacrificing results, you have to try their Works collection. So no more struggling to remember the order of a 10-step routine. I've been there. Nobody has time for that. The Works collection has everything you need in one powerful package. Okay, so a gentle cleanser, a toner, 2 amazing serums, and 2 luxurious moisturizers. And guess what? Dime's sold out retinol alternative, the TBT cream, is finally back in stock. Now imagine all the benefits of retinol without the peeling and all the redness. Dime has over 2 million happy customers and their product reviews are basically all 5 stars. So if you haven't checked out Dime Beauty yet, what you waiting for? It's time to love your skin again. Go to dimebeautyco.com to unlock your discount. That's dimebeautyco.com. Dime Beauty, clean, affordable, luxurious skincare. Okay, if you're anything like me, you've probably spent a few commercial breaks scrolling through house listings, envisioning your dream home. But guess what? I recently bought a house, and let me tell you, Redfin was a game changer in the process. Redfin updates their listings every 2 minutes and sends you personalized recommendations, so finding the home that's perfect for you has never been easier. You see something you like, you can book a tour straight from the app, and when you're ready to buy, an experienced local Redfin agent can guide you through the whole process. And also, if you're looking to sell, Redfin agents know how to get you the best price possible for your home, and that's because they sell twice as many homes as other agents. So with a listing fee as low as 1%, Redfin's fees are half of what others often charge, which means that you'll have more money to put towards your next home. We love that. From finding my dream home to navigating the buying process, Redfin made it pretty much a breeze. And trust me, if you're in the market for a new place, download the Redfin app and get started today. Did that change your whole perspective? Like, did it change how you parent? Did it change how you were a partner? Did it, like, what did that do? Because
oh my gosh.
anytime you have some sort of experience like that rocks your whole world or something like that, it changes you.
Yeah. You know what? It made me, I will say one thing. I'm so happy I went through it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I just had my intuitive spiritual coach, whatever you want to call her, on my podcast. And she was saying like that whole saying of, why did this happen for you, not to you?
Yeah.
And
I love that.
And sometimes I go, there's no way this happened for me. And then we'll talk through it and we'll get to like a really deep level. And I go, holy shit.
That happened for you.
So
I love that.
You believe that.
Oh, yeah.
With this.
Well, I never heard it said like that, but I love that. Yeah. With this, I mean, with a lot of things, but with this, you know, I think it made not only, we had 3 kids. Matthew and I had 3 kids under, I don't even know, under 2.
What? How's it?
Well, because I had twins.
Oh, right.
And then I had, I had
I was like, the math ain't mathing.
Yes. I had 3 under 17 months.
Wow. Whoa.
Yes. So that was.
At the time that you went through all this.
Well, no, they were, let's see, the twins had just turned 2 when I finally got the surgery.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was, I would say Matthew and I's marriage, not that like our marriage was not, we weren't connecting because
nobody does. I don't think
survival.
It's possible. Yes.
It was complete survival.
Nobody is like connecting with their partner with that many kids under.
I mean, to be honest, when we had the 2, I'm surprised we had a 3rd because I was like, we had sex one time? Like, what's happening?
Once a year.
It was during the season. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
It made us both stop for a second and slow down.
Yeah.
You know, because life can just really, I mean, when you're surviving like that, you're just wishing the days through.
Yeah.
Like, let's get through this day. Let's get through this day.
Yep.
It made us both slow down in a way and just realize, you know, and it sounds so cliche, but like, what's important?
I mean, I love cliche because it's the simple things that mean the most.
Yeah.
Like, slowing down would make everybody's life so much better, yet we choose not to.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like we're almost choosing to speed up.
Yeah.
And speed up time.
And it's in that moment, you know, I wrote them all letters before I went in because not that I wasn't going to come out of it, but like brain surgery is just scary. Yeah. And like I was saying, like that artery being misplaced, like there's just weird things that can happen. So I wanted to make sure like everyone had a little letter from mom it makes me a little teary now. But, you know, when I woke up from the surgery and had Matthew sitting there, he told me before going in, he was like, if they saved your hearing, I'll whisper into your ear, like, I love you. He also taught my daughters to whisper in my left ear just in case my right ear went. I know.
God.
And so, like, again, it's just like slowing down life a little bit and putting things into perspective of just like, yes, my husband is an incredible NFL athlete. Yeah. We have an amazing family. We have a great life. But there's when you get too busy or when you're just surviving, you don't learn to live it.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the things that we came out as like, I believe truly our marriage was stronger and also like our family unit was stronger. So again, like
sense.
It sucked, but I'm so glad it happened.
Yeah. Oh, and can I take that one step further for you? Because this is what my coach also says.
Yeah.
Not but, and. So it sucked and it made your family stronger.
Yeah, you're so right. I love and. I love butts. Butts are bad.
Butts.
Butts are negative.
I hate butts.
Yeah, butts are a masculine language. Did you know that?
Oh, well, it sounds kind of.
Yeah, but like it's like and is feminine. It's lighter.
Yeah, it's more approachable.
Yeah, see, I learned that from my therapist. Yeah. Lots of things from the outside right now.
You know what? Together we could change the world. I think
we could.
with our vocabulary.
And man, just leave the butts in the outside and keep it with the ands.
And so feminine. I always talk about this on my podcast. How I hate that people have to hit rock bottom to like learn to appreciate life. My dad says the same thing. He's been sober 30 years and he goes, I hate that people have to have a problem to go to AA because it's like basically going to church or therapy every Monday and like learning what life is about. But I still can't wrap my head around you having your podcast, your career, your Instagram, being a mother of 4, your husband having an NFL career, and you sitting here saying like, you just got to slow down. I'm like, what?
You're right. Listen, and I don't live by it every day, but I do my best to try and remind myself of everything. But let's be honest. I can sit here and tell you, we are not surviving. We're really living life. No, we're also surviving. Yeah. There's certain days where you're just like, this day's hard.
Yes, but maybe you're just more aware of the little things in life along the way instead of rushing them.
Yeah, and I think I am, and I feel like it like your dad. It sucks, but you kind of have to go through something to really feel it.
Yeah.
Or you have to know like, and that sucks. But I also always thought, or people always say, like, why did God choose me? And I'm like, unfortunately, I feel like God chose you not just for your sake, but also the people you love's sake. Like, to tell everyone around you to slow down.
It's true. I keep trying to think. So my girlfriend, one of her good friends, just died of a brain hemorrhage. And like an absolute light in this world, young, mother of 2. And
oh my gosh,
we just kept saying the same thing, like, why her and why? But then my best friend was saying, God, I woke up and I hugged my kids tighter and I'm treating them differently and I'm way more present. And I go, well, there's that to take away from. Like, she was such a light that the way she lived her life is now inspiring you to live a better life and a life more of light. And her legacy is obviously going to live on through her kids and everything. Like, if we have to find not a positive, but like a meaning around it.
And unfortunately, I think when stuff like that happens and when people go, you're still here.
Yeah.
So how are you going to turn, they wouldn't want, and I have a friend going through something similar right now, but they wouldn't want you to carry on life in a negative way or not live life because they can't.
Yeah, exactly.
So like they'd want you to.
And you're allowed to go through every emotion, talk about mourning. Gosh, you're allowed to be so mad at the world and not understand. And it's not like you're just going to be like, well, there's a lesson to be learned here. And this is why,
And that's why we were talking about, like, there's space for both.
Yeah, exactly.
Mourn, but also use the positives to make your life, I don't know, live your life how she would have wanted you to live it.
Yeah, through their perspective of, like, if they could still live that life. Yes. I think that's an important lesson. I love that you have a podcast. I could tell because it's always easy to talk to people who have a podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So the Morning After podcast. Yes. So tell us more about this podcast. When did it start? What's it about?
Oh, man. It started 3 years ago, and it basically started as, like, a fun little inside our guest room morning after football games. And I would do like morning. Now, you can't go too deep into things with the football because that affects the team.
Yeah.
So it was more like light, like, just the football experience, especially in LA. I feel like it was new because it was the first time people were allowed in that stadium. Oh. So it was kind of like that at first. And then I was like, I'm kind of bored of football. But it would be like 5-10 minutes. And then I'd move into like parenting, or friends would come on. It would just kind of like move through.
Yeah.
Now we've kind of shied away from that. We are doing the Morning After is more of just like a overall sense. And most of the podcast is kind of like the chaos of modern parenting. I have a co-host who is in Detroit.
Yeah.
He's like I would say he's my best friend. And he has a daughter who he adopted with his ex-partner.
Wow.
And so there's like a lot of dynamics.
Yeah.
And we parent differently, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice, but it's just kind of putting out there the fact, like, what we see every day and what we hear are the best experiences in parenting.
Yeah.
And it's not real.
There's so few accounts and platforms that actually tell the truth, and it's so frustrating because I'm sure people also struggle to put out there like the fails of motherhood because you're like, why would I show people that? But really, it's so helpful if people were to just talk about it.
100%. It makes it real.
Yeah.
Because parenting's hard. Being a parent, especially in this day and age, I feel like the pressures of just like what you see, and I say this, but I honestly, I feel pressure from what I see, and I put that pressure on my kids. And there was a moment in time I was like, I've got to stop doing this. Like, I can't feed myself this information. It's not real.
But what you said is real. Like, you saying this is so real. Like, that's so cool that you can even...
Well, because I've hit a point now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if it's starting to affect my kids, which it was, you know, I'm like, why aren't you potty trained? You're 3, you should be potty trained.
Yeah.
What? No, they don't have to be potty trained. They're going to potty train when they want to potty train.
Right.
But there's all these pressures from the outside, just like, and there's so much information.
Oh my gosh.
So you try it one way and it doesn't work, and then you're like, oh, I'll try this way. And it turns out, bitch isn't ready to be potty trained. That's the end all be all.
Isn't it crazy though? Because obviously, too, having a platform, having a husband who is like a lot of voices that can come in.
Oh yeah.
How could you not let that get into your bubble? But whenever you just like actually remove yourself and think about what's real in your household,
Oh, yeah.
you know your intuition and what's right and what's true. It's
100%.
all the illusion of what other people are saying when they're making their own freaking mistakes every day.
Yes. And I do feel like that is, it is one thing that I have struggled with and I continue to struggle. And I feel like this is very normal for most parents, but letting that get in and letting it change you or the way you parent or the way you are a wife or a friend or whatever it might be, and changing who you are because people that you don't even know are telling you to do so.
Yeah.
And you let it in. I let it in. And
everyone does. It doesn't matter
so
if you have a
hard.
huge platform or a small one and it's your friend circle or the judgy moms at school.
Oh,
it
God,
doesn't
they're
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You're all letting this noise affect you in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And it's
hard.
I can't even imagine because people tell me like that I'm walking my dog wrong.
Listen.
And then you open it up to everybody and you're like, and then you question yourself.
Always.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's so tough not to let it in. And I feel like in today's world, if you're not, it sucks, but if you're not on social media, if you're not doing you're not like with the times in a way.
Yeah.
But the part of me so bad wants
Don't you want to
just,
not be with the times?
so bad.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Doesn't it? Like and that's like part of slowing things down. Like back in the day, shit was slow.
Yeah,
you didn't know everything.
Respond to everybody every 2 seconds.
I can't with the phones.
I mean, yeah, people think you're a bitch to kids. You're a bitch. We're all bitches to our phone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Not
bitch as in you being mean. I mean like
no, I know, like a little like where it's little bitch. Yeah, I totally I'm with you. But you know what? I will say like I'm horrible with my phone.
Yeah,
horrible. Which is a problem when you don't live close to family or friends.
Yeah, and
that sucks. But I hate my phone.
Oh, I know.
So like I don't want it near me because then you look down and you got 50 texts. I'm like I don't have.
I know.
Where's the time in the day?
There's not. I don't know how you do it. I literally don't know how you do it.
No, there's people are doing it. It's crazy to me that, I sit there and I go, this is hard.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I have a lot of things that can help me.
Yeah.
And I think about those people that don't, and I'm like, I don't know how you do it.
Because
I think about my mom. I'm like, how?
Somehow, I think it's women. Women just do it.
Just get it done.
Like you don't even know how you're
choice.
doing it, and you're just doing it. Somehow, at the end of the day, you're like, "Well, I did it.
Yeah,
let's go again."
I know. Yeah, and we're gonna start a new day
tomorrow.
Here
we go again.
No, I agree.
I mean, it's a lot in the world that we live in, and there's so much pressure and everything.
So much information.
So much information.
Oh God, there's too much information.
Well, and we try and overcomplicate everything: health, well-being.
Oh my gosh,
parenting. Like there's so much of like be doing this and look at this, and then it's too much of an illusion.
Like it is. It's like the simple things. You want good kids, you parent them.
Yeah,
to be kind individuals,
right,
and things like that. You want to be healthy.
Yeah,
you
eat your vegetables,
and you go walk and you
move your body.
It just seems like it does seem like it's the simple things that we just kind of forget.
Yeah.
And we do. That's such a good point. Like we make things so much harder on ourselves than we need to.
All the time.
Parenting's huge too, because you're never going to be perfect parent. And I feel like all I see is all the perfectness about it. And I'm so done with it. That's why like the podcast is that.
Yeah.
I like to talk about my failures. We talk about vulnerability. We talk about just like, I don't know, being a mom with all the pressures that come with it now.
Yeah.
And like I haven't even gotten to like where my kids are in the era of not being invited to things which is gonna happen because you know what, I'm not gonna be the mom at school all the time that gets to know the mom, so then the kids get to know. I'm just not that person. Yeah. I'm really not, and I just have things going on.
Yeah, no, that you don't have to be. Some people are like built for that and love it, and
for
some
sure.
people, we're all different, and that's okay. I was the kid that I wouldn't get invited to birthday parties because everyone was like, she cries too much. That was me. I would cry too much at birthday
why would
parties.
You cry?
Oh, if someone wasn't paying attention to me, or if a boy didn't want to talk to me, or it was like in the 5th grade, something came over my body where I was I was an emotional. But you know what? Parents were going through a divorce at that time, so looking back at it all adds up.
See, and and that's another thing too. Like, make the simple things simple, so when something comes around and it's hard, at least like you're not making everything else harder on yourself too.
Yeah.
Does that make
You're,
sense?
yeah, you're like,
that-
we're a unit and we got this together.
Yeah.
And the other things we get through day to day, but this we're going to, like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yes.
I'm
And you
picking
know
up
what?
what
Talking
now.
about a unit, I rely on my family so, like my husband and even my kids so much. I rely on my kids to just be decent kids and also have fun because I'm so tired of putting pressure on kids and with sports and school. I'm like, God, just go run around in the backyard.
Yeah. Just be a kid.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I rely a lot on them and I rely a lot on my husband.
Yeah.
Just to
That's nice,
be that
though.
unit. It is nice. And we're not home. Neither of us are from LA.
Yeah.
Now we've made it our home, but
How long
that
have you
can
guys
be
been here?
tough. This is we're coming on 3 years now.
3 years?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I do.
Yeah.
We're out we're out of the city.
That's nice.
Yeah, so we're not in like the craziness of it. Found some really good friends with kids our kids' ages and kind of have actually had a really good time. So
See, that's all you need is a little community and a little village. Yeah.
yes. And we're like, you can raise my kids, I'll help raise yours. Like, let's just do it together.
A podcast of mine just came out where you should actually have her on your podcast. She talked about how it's proven that women live longer if they have a community. Like literally proven.
Wait, I love that.
Like you can drink wine every day. Like you can eat whatever you want. You will live longer if you have a village and a community.
And do you think that comes with like you're able to be vulnerable with that
Yes.
community and like get
Yes.
things off so you're not so tied
Yes.
up and stressed?
Think about the last, like our parents' generation and how they were just like everything needed to be so perfect.
Yeah.
Like we feel that now because of
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
But we're starting to talk. Like you have a actual podcast around
Talking
not being
about that.
perfect.
Yeah.
Which is going to help so many people,
Yeah.
which does take the pressure off, which I think relieves some stress.
Yeah.
Like you said, getting through postpartum helped you to just talk about things. Just talking about not being perfect can help everybody. And then relying on others to help you in
Yes.
tough times.
Yeah.
You live a longer life.
I agree. And like this is another thing. I think we have trouble with accepting the help.
I don't.
Someone you don't
I'm like, help me all the time, and I accept it.
never mind. Then I take that back. I digress.
No, a lot of people do, though. A lot of people do have a tough time accepting
Sometimes
help.
people are so
help.
prideful. And I
Yeah.
felt like I was like that at first with kids. I was like, no, I don't need help. I don't need help. I'm fine. I'm fine. And turns out I needed all the help.
Yeah, well, we all do.
Yeah.
We all do need help in so many ways.
Including vocabulary.
Yeah, I was going to say, some
Kira.
of us vocabulary, some of us more, we're doing fine. We're doing fine.
right.
We're
You're
all
right.
just, at the end of the day, doing our best. And that's
Yes.
all we can do.
I totally agree.
I don't know if anyone told you. Sometimes on my podcast, we do confessions.
Oh, yeah.
They did? Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay, so anything embarrassing that you're like, oh, you know what? I thought of this and this is humiliating and
Okay.
I've never told anyone.
So I did. Kira told me about this, and I was like, God, I feel like my whole life is embarrassing. So it's like hard for me to pick a moment.
That's how I feel, yeah.
I mean, mine's like way back in the day.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so it was actually, I think, Matthew's last year playing football at Georgia, and I was on the cheerleading squad.
Yeah.
And was dead center, 50-yard line, doing the pregame stuff.
Yeah.
This is like when the fans are, because they're about to run out.
Yeah.
And again, college football is huge.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
can
in the
picture it
middle
right
of
in
the
the movies,
field.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I'm like, woo.
Yeah.
And go to do a standing tuck, which is a standing back flip, which I've done since literally I was, I think, 4. My mom taught me. Face planted. I have
Oh.
no idea what happened. Like my hands didn't go down because I've never,
no.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
Like grass in the teeth, and I just stopped. And I see the student section is like right here, and I see the student section like, oh shit, pointing with their hands.
No.
I'm like, I literally did not. I just stopped doing what I was doing. Was supposed to go into a stunt, didn't do it.
You just laid there?
I sat. I didn't know what to do. I sat, and my coach was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I was just like, "Oh my god, I can't move." Froze.
Oh.
I honestly think that was my last game. I think I retired.
No. You hung him up.
I moved to Michigan.
oh,
It's like
no.
I can't ever go back.
Oh, no.
Girl, I didn't know what to do. And I like, again, I don't get embarrassed that easily because I feel like my whole life is kind of embarrassing. So like but in that moment, I literally was picking grass out of my teeth. Girl,
I'm glad you're okay.
I'm surprised I didn't break my nose.
Well, truly, I was thinking about this because one of my first confessions on this podcast ever was how I face planted. I was in the musical Fiddler on the Roof. Very different from your life.
Oh my gosh.
I was not the cheer captain. I was literally the Fiddler on the Roof dressed as a boy.
Stop.
And I was sitting on, I went to like go, so I was going to play the fiddle on top of the roof and all of my family and friends were there, and the boy I had a crush on, and the orchestra was ready to play, and the spotlight came on, and I wasn't on the roof yet, and so I was like crawling, and it's like a very like tough way to get onto the roof, and I was like, turn the damn light off. But I did, anyways. I finally get up there, and everybody's laughing because it's like it's not cute on how to get up to the roof, and then it was like,
Stop.
and I was like, ah. No, it gets worse.
Oh,
then,
no.
because my family and friends were there and I'm a show off, I was like, how can I stay on stage longer? So I was a townsperson in the background and I wanted to stay on stage to show off. And I got in the middle of a fight scene and somebody got pushed in front of me and my feet just came up from under me and I just did a nosedive on
stage.
And everyone like audibly gasps like,
oh no.
And then
what was your response?
It gets worse.
No. Okay.
And then I was like, oh God. And I knew I had to get out of there. And I got up and I ran to go off stage, tripped on my way out and fell. It was
oh my God. It just kept going.
So
It's dominoes.
even talking. Yes. And instead of my drama teacher, instead of him being
was this in like
high school, yeah. But 12th grade.
You were a senior.
Yeah. And he, instead of him being like, oh my God, are you okay? He was like, why did you change the blocking? You shouldn't have changed the blocking. And I was like, ah. And so then when I go.
You're like bruised on your face. You're like, thanks.
Well, and then I go to meet my crush and I'm dressed like a boy. And he's like, nice fall. And I was like, oh, do you think that worked for like the fight scene? Like I thought maybe it'd like add some drama, like try to play it off. And he was like,
it's totally on purpose.
Bitch, we know you fell. And I was like, I hate my life.
Oh my gosh, wait, I'm dying to see this costume you were in.
Oh, I'll find it. I'll find you a
Please
picture.
do.
It was like one of those paperboy
I bet
hats.
you were a cute boy though.
I mean, I really sold it. I look like a little boy.
I bet you were really cute.
I didn't develop until like 25. No, I still didn't.
Girl, I
but-
never developed.
No, I
Surgery-
lied. I have not, clearly.
Surgery helped me, so we're fine.
Oh, I need that. But I had a like little newsboy hat and a like collared shirt up to here with my hair in a bun in the hat and like suspenders and high-waisted pants and like long socks.
So it was the high school play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's
And I thought I was
tough.
the star of the show because I was like, I'm the fiddler on the roof. Like,
Oh yeah, you were. Were
we
you
didn't
not?
have cheerleaders in high school.
Listen, cheerleading is not cool.
Yeah,
it's really
it
not
is.
that cool. No, it's
well,
not.
in the movies it is.
Well, yeah,
To us
but-
Canadians it is.
Okay, well,
Until you land on your face and pick the
Yeah.
grass out of your teeth.
Oh,
Just
God,
kidding.
girl. It was, I felt, and it's not that everyone, because that's a massive stadium, but like the front 10 rows, I felt, it was like, oh my God. I did not go back.
No, I believe you.
Yeah.
I think I
couldn't
retired
cut.
my theater career from there on.
You retired your fiddle?
Yeah, I
your
hung
loose
up
hat?
the fiddle. It's like the sad music. I hung it all up.
Well, it's not
God.
right, so.
That's amazing. Well, tell everybody where they can find your podcast and you on Instagram
Yes.
and
Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. It is The Morning After with Kelly and Hank. That's also the Instagram feed. Oh, feed. That's wrong. Instagram handle.
Look at you slowing down and not getting it.
Yep. There we go. Slow everything down. And my personal is KB Stafford 89.
Oh, you're a KB too.
Yeah.
Samesies.
Yeah, my middle name's B, just the letter.
Oh.
Isn't that cool?
Wait, my middle name's Dawn, so my mom calls me KD. So it's like Katie, but it's KD.
Oh, interesting. Was that on purpose?
Nah, I don't think so.
No, okay, she was KD. Yeah, I was KB or Cup, but that's another story.
Oh, that's cute.
But yeah,
KB, I'm going to call you that from now on.
there you go.
You're like, you're not allowed, actually.
No,
Well,
it's all
thank
right.
you so much. That was such a fun conversation.
fun.
And everything you've just gone through. And now I love that you have like this vulnerable podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You just feel like a real one. That's why my
appreciate that.
girlfriend Kat was like, you're going to love her. She seems like a real one.
Oh, thank you.
So there you go. Even though you think you're feeling the pressure, you're known as a real one.
I feel like that's like one of the best things you know now. So thank you.
Truly. I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday. See you next